All right. I think I'm live. I'm live on the air, live on the web, live on the net, whatever you want to call it. Live on freaking YouTube. What's up, everybody? Let's see. Confirm with me if I've got audio. Confirm with me if I've got video, please. I want to make sure everything's good. We got people waiting in the chat room here. I'll wait for some more people to jump in before I start talking and answering questions. We're Wednesday afternoon here. Kind of a busy morning for me in the Andes of Ecuador. What's up, Fabian? Joseph, Fabian, Adobe Gaines, Prapa, Joseph Hammer, Sarah Dingrando, Untold Gamer, Jennifer, Jackie Jakamowicz. Whoa. How do you say that last name? I like that. Stas, what's up, man? Untold Gamer. Andrea, what's up, Andrea? David Tawil, what's up, man? David's a regular. All right, let me pop this chat out so I can make sure. Pop out chat. There we go. All right, so here's how it works. I do these live hangouts. I get up here, babble like a crazy person all by myself. Well, you guys type questions and stuff to me, and I try to keep the conversation rolling with you guys as best I can and answer whatever questions you might have about health, fitness, optimizing your work environment, your home environment, fat loss, ketogenic diet, living in Ecuador, whatever you guys want to talk about. Ask me whatever. What's up from Pittsburgh, Greg? Yakumovich. What a great name. Daniel, what's up, man? Eric Burden. Hey, Eric. Eric is actually a client. I talked to Eric, what was that, like 3 days ago, Eric? The days all tend to blend into one now. How you doing today, Eric? What's new with you, man? Eric Burden, you know, isn't that the name of the singer from the Animals? Right? The Animals, that band, The House of the Rising Sun. Eric Burden, I think that was his name. And do the Animals have any other songs, or is it just The House of the Rising Sun? Kind of like talk about one-hit wonders. Not saying that you're a one-hit wonder, Eric Burden. You're awesome. It was Burden. Oh, they changed it. It was a different spelling. But that guy had a great voice, right? He had some pipes on that song. He really belted it out on that one. All right. Amit says, what are you drinking? I'm drinking water. It just looks funny because it's in a copper cup and it's super cold, so you can see the condensation. Put it against my head. Yeah, just cold water. It's actually mineral water. This is a mineral water that's actually has a very high magnesium content and a decent amount of sulfur as well. It's from a volcano, from a spring in a volcano here in Ecuador. The brand is called Guitic. It's actually a German company, owns the spring, I believe, and it's been in their family for a long, long time, but it is some of the best mineral water that you're ever going to find anywhere. If you're ever in Ecuador, get a bottle of Guitig, Guitig. It's 100 times better than Pellegrino, in my opinion. Also much better than, what's the other one? You got Pellegrino and you got that other mineral water. This stuff's 100 times better than both of them. Unfortunately, though, to get it in large quantities, well, there's only one. There's like a 750 milliliter glass bottle that they sell it in. And it's like $1.50, but you can get a 3-liter bottle of it. And it's in plastic. Not so great. Plastic leaching into stuff and whatnot. But it's still such great water. And, you know, sometimes you can't sweat the small stuff, right? Like, we can get so caught up in trying to do everything perfectly, trying to source only the perfect, best, totally clean and good foods. And you can drive yourself crazy doing that as well. So I'm all about balance, right? Like, this water is fantastic. Unfortunately, it comes in a plastic bottle, but it's so good that I don't know, just the goodness of it and the pure amazingness and the taste of it seems to override that plastic bottle. Oh wow, sounds cool. Owning a spring by the Germans, says Amit. Misty Williams says, you're awesome. Come on, Misty, you're awesome. You flatter me, Misty. Julie Moore says, stop it with your Guitig water. I'm jealous. Wonder if you can hear it. You hear the bubbles? It's a good mic. Ooh, it's so good. All right. Sarah says, what prompted you to move to Ecuador? I've only watched you for a few months now, but I love every video. Sarah, thank you so much. What prompted me to move to Ecuador? I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing that prompts me to do all kinds of wild stuff. It's the same thing that prompted me to move to Santa Cruz before I moved to Ecuador. I can't give you a single answer, right? I don't know. I mean, think about a time when you were at like a crossroads in life, right? Maybe before you went to university or something, before you got your first job. It's like, well, what made you want to go to college? What made you want to do this? There's 1,000 different influences that'll be pulling us in any which direction at any time. But when we moved to Ecuador, it was a conscious decision to do something different, a conscious decision to go for something adventurous, to do something, I don't know, just outside of the realms of our normal life. And I don't know, Jessica and I both finished university. We both finished college, gotten bachelor's degrees. And the option was jump into the workplace. And, this was 2009 when I finished university. Yeah, 2009. The economy was crap. There was the banker bailouts. That was basically around the time when the whole bailout thing was happening. The economy was in shambles. We didn't know what was going to happen with the dollar. It seemed like it was just, it was a crazy time, right? So I didn't want to get into more debt. I was thinking about going to school more. That was my option. I was actually taking bio courses and stuff like that and having to do some other high-end math classes that I was not that interested in, but I needed to do it to get the prerequisites to go to Palmer. Palmer, was it university or college up in Oregon, to become a chiropractor. That was my path. That was what I was thinking about, at least. It obviously wasn't my path. But so we decided, let's not incur any more debt. Let's save up a bunch of money and let's go down to South America and check it out. We had this wild idea of maybe getting involved in the export business, exporting high-end organic foods, some of these like staple foods like cacao, chocolate, maca, and these other, a lot of people brand them as superfoods, and they really are superfoods, but that term gets overused and kind of bastardized nowadays. But we had this wild idea of going down to South America and starting to source some of these awesome foods that we had become really interested in, that we had become so fascinated with through our journey of seeking more vitality, more life, more health, more clarity, more energy, more focus. Because if you got more energy and you don't have focus, then you just spew it out all over the place like a teenager. So that was it, crossroads in life, 1,000 different influences pulling me in 1,000 different directions. But we were meant to come here. We wouldn't have had kids if we hadn't come here. So anyways, I don't know. There's the little glimmer of part of the truth of why we came down here. To tell you the truth, I don't know the whole truth of why I came down here. I can't, anything you ask somebody, well, what are you all about? Who are you? The first thing that's going to come to mind is what they're telling themselves, right? So when we're trying to explain ourselves, sometimes I don't know, 95% of the time when someone tries to explain themselves, they're lying to themselves. Not saying that I'm lying to myself now. I try to be as brutally honest with myself as possible because that's truth. That's reality. That's life. That's what I want. I want that, There's power in truth. There's no power in lies. There's false power in lies. There's false power in believing what is not true. So anyways, yeah. All right, look at all these comments. What's up? We got people from Turkey. What's going on over there in Turkey? Selen Lean in the Middle East, the UAE. Wow. Adobe Gains Propa, 6'2", 209, 13%, I guess. Throwing his stats out. What's up, man? Hey, if you're 6'2", 209 pounds, 13% body fat, sounds like you're a beast. Sounds like you're a force to be reckoned with in the physical realm, my friend. All right. Michael Weisenauer says, I'm on track now. Okay. Here's a question from Dahar G. Says, what do you usually have for breakfast? Good question. All right. So last Wednesday, exactly 7 days ago, I put out a full day of eating video. If you want to see what I was eating last week, you can check out that full day of eating video. But I'll tell you what, my menu is slightly changed this week. I'll tell you what I had for breakfast this morning. All right. What did I have for breakfast this morning? Here's what I had for breakfast this morning. I had a very hectic week. I don't know, hectic. Hectic sounds bad. I had a busy week. I've been staying busy, doing a lot of things. I got several different projects that I'm pumping a lot of energy into right now, including this, including our website, including our business. So I had a lot of things going on today. And actually, my parents were visiting us here in Ecuador, coming to meet their grandson, Ryder, for the first time. So I had some things I wanted to take care of in the morning, early and fast, and I had a timeline. So I had to get out of the house by 8 o'clock. So I woke up about 6, and at 7 o'clock, I'd say, about 7 o'clock, about an hour after waking up, I had a pretty big breakfast. And I started out by taking a little bit of full-fat yogurt, probably about half a cup of full-fat yogurt. Don't know how many carbs are in it, don't know how much fat's in it, don't know how much protein's in it. Probably a couple grams of carbs, a little bit of fat, a little bit of protein. Anyways, mixed in a little bit of full-fat yogurt with 1 avocado. I put some cayenne pepper. I put probably like half a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, put a bunch of salt, put some black pepper in it, and then cumin. And I mixed that all together and made this thick, creamy, delicious sauce. You could do the same thing with heavy cream. You don't have to use dairy. You could do the same thing with coconut cream if dairy doesn't suit you well. Not saying this is what everyone should eat for breakfast. This is just what I ate for breakfast. So I made that little sauce with the avocado, full fat yogurt, and spices. And then I mixed in, I had a big pot, my wife, my lovely wife, and there she is. Shout out to Jessica for having a big pot of bone broth on the stove. So I opened up our huge stock pot and I just started grabbing a couple little chunks of meat. I put it in the bowl, and then I took some of her keto flatbreads that she had pre-made. She made like a triple batch of keto flatbreads and put it in the fridge. So I opened up the fridge, I opened this thing up, grabbed 2 of these keto flatbreads, which we did a recipe video recently. It's actually on the YouTube channel, Keto Flatbreads Recipe. We also did a live video with Luis Villaseñor, Darth Luigi of Keto Gains, and he made the recipe live, shared it with his lovely fiance, and they both loved it. And I'm not surprised because it's actually one of the most awesome little quick keto hack recipes out there. So I took those flatbreads and I just ripped them up and I threw it in the bowl, mixed it up with the meat. I ate it, digested for a few minutes, hung out with my family. Then I left. I went to go take care of some tasks. And those tasks got taken care of. On time, too. A little bit late, but all right. Corina Nielsen says, love the ashwagandha that you mentioned. How often should I cycle off of it? The dreams on this stuff. Wow. Easily my favorite adaptogen ever. Ashwagandha is pretty incredible. Favorite adaptogen ever, though. I mean, that's a powerful statement. There's a lot of adaptogens out there. There are a lot of very powerful herbs out there that can have very potent effects on not only your physical body, your endocrine system, but also on cognition. And I think it's interesting that you had potent dreams on it. If you ever mix ashwagandha with shilajit, I find that gives me kind of crazy dreams too, or just better dream recall. Of course, that's just my own experience. I'm not citing any scientific studies. So you little nitpickers out there who can go ahead and stuff that one. But yeah, check out ashwagandha with shilajit. But also, I mean, there's 1,000 of them amazing adaptogens out there. One of my favorites is maca, which I mentioned earlier. It was one of the reasons we were attracted to South America and Ecuador, just because of these incredible heirloom heritage foods that were down here. We wanted to get involved in the export business, and we did. But I've kind of phased that out because of I don't like how the whole business works, to be honest. We source the highest quality organic pure ingredients straight from the farm, straight from small family farms. And we ended up seeing kind of what the market's all about, especially in the US. People want crap products for a crap product price, and they want to give it a huge markup and make as much as they can on it. And people dump really low quality, fake material on the market and sell it as good stuff. And we didn't want to have any part in that. And if you're not willing to cut corners and play those games, you're not going to be making those big deals with the big companies. Because you know what? Those reps, they're don't ask, don't tell. They want you to give them a fake certificate of analysis that tells them everything they want to hear, and they want the cheapest crap they can buy so they can make the most profit. Hey, that's how most markets work, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, speaking of good adaptogens and the thousands of them that are out there, maca is a really cool one. You should try maca. We're going to have it for a little bit longer on our website, probably no more than another 2 or 3 weeks though. And then I'm not sure if we're going to have it again for a while, because that's the end of that batch. And I'm not sure if we're gonna buy another pallet of it. But we'll see. Yeah. So you can check out that maca on the website. It's in 1 kilo bags. And our 1 kilo bags, this is what I love about it. Our 1 kilo bags cost about the same as people sell 1 pound for. And our stuff is 10 times more potent because it's actually real maca. It's not maltodextrin, like half the stuff you're buying out there. They put maltodextrin and then also machica, which is barley, a lot of companies. And there's a lot of low-grade stuff out there. But if you want to try the real stuff, you can check it out at the website. It'll be available for a few more weeks. And I think it's like $31.99 for a kilo, plus shipping. And we only ship in the United States. Sorry for anybody outside the U.S. It's nothing personal. It's just that's who does our shipping for us. We work with a friend's warehouse, and that's the only places they can ship are in the States. But I'm glad you like ashwagandha. I like ashwagandha as well. It's got a cool name, too. Ashwagandha. Or ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. All right. Rosa Mendez. Hola. You're an inspiration in ketosis. I recently found your videos and I follow you. Muchísimas gracias, Rosa. Tenga buena dia, Rosa. Pat Morrison, what's the average rent in Ecuador? Ecuador. I don't know. What's the average rent anywhere? It depends on what you're renting. What kind of house are you renting? I mean, depends on where you live, right? Like there's more expensive areas in any state of the United States too. There's more expensive areas of California, and there's crap neighborhoods in California. What's the average rent? I don't know. Don't know. Chris, what's up, Chris? Greetings from Frankfurt. I'm 3 days into a ketogenic diet. Any advice on dealing with a social environment that is far away from a keto lifestyle? Chris, that's a banger of a question. I like that, man. Bringing the heat. All right, Chris, thank you for that question. That's great. Let's get into it. Keto and social situations. This is what's really cool about a ketogenic diet. I mean, a few years ago, it wasn't as acceptable, but now it's a lot of people have heard of it. It's super trendy now, right? I mean, it's like one of the top like diet keywords, and all these newbies and gurus are trying to jump on the keto train. It's becoming a fad, right? That saw it coming. We all saw it coming, right? These things ebb and flow. These trends ebb and flow. I mean, that's why our channel is not exclusively a keto channel too. We didn't call it Ketogenic Edge Health or something like that. We called it Primal Edge Health. I like the word primal. I like the meaning behind it. Just getting down to the raw essence of something, the primal essence of something, the truth of it, the core of it, the source. So yeah, we're not a straight up keto channel. I saw all this fad stuff coming, and it's crazy, right? There's so much information out there. There's so many people repeating misinformation out there. There's so many people giving misleading information, trying to set themselves up as these gurus when they're just repeating the same crap and misinformation and misleading stuff that a lot of other people have been repeating for a long time too. You can come show. You want to come show? Jessica's showing me Ryder. He just like fell asleep in the funniest way on her arm. Ryder's going crazy. He's going crazy with the growth. Here he is.
I fell asleep chewing my finger.
Chewing your finger. There's the famous Jessica, inventor of the keto flatbreads recipe that I was just hollering about. But look at him. He's out. That's our little dude right there. That's our buddy. Little Ryder Haggard there. Great kid. Okay, keto and social situations. So now a lot of people have heard of a ketogenic diet. It's not as like crazy when people hear about it now because they've been exposed to it for the most part. But you don't actually have to go to these social situations and make a big deal about your diet. That's the first piece of advice I'm going to give you, Chris. The first rule of keto is you do not talk about keto. Just don't, like, you don't have to talk about it, right? I know when you start something new, when we're involved in something, we want to talk about it, we want to spread it, but sometimes people don't give a crap. Sometimes it makes them feel weird. Sometimes it's just inviting stupid, petty arguments that we don't need to get into. So if you're going to go out with some friends, say you're going to go to a restaurant or something, a social situation, a totally non-keto restaurant, you can get keto foods in any restaurant you go to. That's what I'll say first. You can go to any burger joint. You can go to any fast food restaurant, get burgers without a bun. I'm not saying you should, but you can. You can always order a protein source no matter what type of restaurant you're at. You can always get a steak. You can always get a salad. You can always get some salmon. You can always get an omelet at even like Denny's or IHOP or these other trash restaurants. You can get keto style foods. So order your keto foods. Don't make a big show out of it, big deal out of it. Don't stare at the carbs on other people's plate and tell them how you don't eat them because you're so much better than them and this and that. Don't get weird like that. You're not better than anyone because you eat a certain diet, and neither is anyone better than you because they choose to eat a certain diet. It's just a choice. It's just a choice. Don't make a religion out of it, you know? A lot of people do that, and it's sad and, you know, it's pathetic, and it's but hey, you know, we all make mistakes, right? We gotta run into a wall before we gotta make mistakes to learn, you know. So I should not pass judgment on people who do things like that or make a religion out of their diet. It's just one step along the way, and usually these people end up coming out of that madness and realizing that diet is just a tool. It's just one tool that you can use to refine your vessel. And what's really important is what you put in that vessel and what you flow through it. So yeah, don't make a big deal out of it. Don't shove it down people's throat, and order your foods and eat it. Also, if you're going to go somewhere where you know it's just going to be like cake and donuts or something like that, go on some office party and it's a pizza party, eat before you go and just drink water or whatever. You know, if you're going to have some drinks, drink low carb drinks, you know, straight spirits, straight vodka, straight whiskey. Don't drink beer. You know, make a dry white wine can be fine, or red wine, something like that in moderation. And be careful because you're going to be kind of a lightweight when the alcohol comes. When the alcohol hits you, it'll hit you harder. So like what was one drink before might feel like, I don't know, several. Or what was, you know, one drink might feel like two. So yeah, there's some tips, social situations. I think it's important to realize that social gatherings and social situations are not about food. People like to put a lot of emphasis on that, and it's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, it's the mind playing games with you there. Nobody gives a crap. Your friends and families and loved ones, they don't give a crap what you eat. You know? It's like, it's about what's inside. And what's inside you, the potential that's inside you is much more amazing than any stupid diet or how your body looks or any of that. So just focus on the real relations around you. Focus on the real connections with the people that you're around. Connect with them on a real level, and don't get so caught up in the food. And if people are eating foods that you don't want to eat, just let it go. Just let it pass by. Those cravings will subside. I know you're 3 days in, Chris, but those cravings will go away. And every single time you're in one of those situations and you got the box of pizza in front of you and someone's like, hey, how come you're not eating? You're like, oh, I'm just not hungry. You know, whatever. Every time you're able to say no, you're fortifying your will. You're strengthening your resolve, and you're moving forward. So there's some advice. Hope that's helpful, man. Choose to feel. That's a cool name. Choose to feel. There you go. Choose to feel. What are your thoughts on morning smoothies with fruit? Is protein plus fat best for breakfast? Morning smoothies with fruit. All right. All right. So I guess in the context of a carbohydrate-based diet, because in a ketogenic diet, like we were just talking about with Chris, in that context, you're not going to be having a fruit smoothie in the morning. That's not going to happen on a keto diet. But if you're doing a carbohydrate-based diet where carbs are your primary fuel source, a fruit smoothie, I don't know. For some people, they can do well with it. But I tend to think that eating the carbohydrates later in the day might be better. But it all depends on your goals, right? Like, what are your thoughts on fruit smoothies in the morning? I mean, it's a context thing, right? I mean, maybe for certain athletes, eating more carbs in the morning in that context might be helpful. But if you're trying to lose body fat, you know, and you're like counting your macros or whatever you're doing, however you're trying to lose weight, having a sugary, sweet breakfast usually isn't that helpful. I think that proteins and fats in the morning will really help get the leptin levels up and will help you to burn fat throughout the day. You know, you're kind of setting the fire there. You're fueling it with fats. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all about context. Fruit smoothies in the morning. I don't like fruit smoothies in the morning. And if I'm doing a carbohydrate-based diet, sometimes I will eat carbs in the morning if I'm eating carbs, which is pretty rare these days because I just like how I feel on ketogenic diet. All right, Joseph Hammer, honest thoughts on Dave Asprey's Bulletproof diet. What about Bulletproof coffee, MCT oils, whether it be Brain Octane or Mickey TC8? Should we supplement with MCTs? So many questions. All right, first, honest thoughts on Dave Asprey's Bulletproof diet. No. Bulletproof. I don't know. I mean, I haven't read the stupid book. I don't know. Sure, great marketing, lots of money going into the marketing. Bulletproof diet. Hey, fantastic name, great brand name. Bulletproof coffee. Bulletproof is a brand name. It's not like putting butter in your coffee is something people have done for a long time. Rob Wolf was putting butter in his coffee for years before Bulletproof, and Dave Asprey grabbed it and started marketing it. He put a lot of money into it. He marketed the crap out of it. Good for him. His actual coffee is nothing special. It's actually low quality coffee in my opinion, as well as most of the products that he sells. Ooh, am I being a jerk right now? I don't know. I'm live and I can't edit this out later, so whatever. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. He's got a great business, but hey, I work in the import and export business. I don't do it much anymore, but I'm involved in those circles. I know the kind of crap that these people are selling. Why isn't his cacao organic? Why isn't his stuff certified organic? That's a question. And where does he get it from? Super low quality. Where's his coffee come from? And also, where did he get this stuff about mycotoxins in coffee? Almost all coffee is steam sterilized, and the mycotoxin content is super low on almost all coffee nowadays. It's been standardized like that for years. The whole thing, the fear-based programming of getting you to buy his coffee because it's somehow better, it's crap. The coffee's not even good. I'm not even a coffee drinker either, but I know people who drink coffee and who love coffee. And people who like coffee don't drink his Bulletproof brand coffee. But hey, you know, putting fats in coffee, it can be fine if you need to get more fats in. But if you're trying to burn body fat, drink your coffee black. You don't need it. You don't need to add a bunch of fats if you're trying to burn body fat. You know, like the whole Bulletproof diet, like, you know, just drink your Bulletproof coffee in the morning and fast till 1 o'clock. That's silly. That's silly. All right. MCT oils, whether it be Brain Octane or Mickey T8. Brain Octane, overpriced, low quality. There's other stuff. You get pure caprylic acid for almost the same price. Pure C8. And that Mickey T8 stuff, I'd rather pay those people money than Bulletproof. But that's just me. That's just me. Do you need MCTs? No. Should you supplement with MCTs? I don't know. Context, my friend. Context. Do you need energies? Or do you need fat for energy and you don't want to burn your own body fat? Does the MCT seem to help you with cognition and mental clarity? Are you on a ketogenic diet? Because if you're on a ketogenic diet, you eat some coconut oil, you're going to convert that to ketones right away. Coconut oil in itself is something like, I forget if it's 60 or 80%. It's very high in medium chain triglycerides. You can get some straight up good organic coconut oil and get those MCTs just from the coconut oil with the caprylic acid intact. So MCT, you know what MCT is? MCT is an industrial waste product. It's a byproduct of the manufacturing of the refining of coconut oil. They take out the C8 caprylic acid because it's used in high-end cosmetics, skin products, and other like nutraceuticals and even pharmaceuticals. They take that out because that's the most sought after medium chain triglyceride in there. Then they sell you the rest of the MCTs at a higher price than even the straight up coconut oil costs. Get what I'm saying? You buy a bunch of coconut oil. You take out the one part that's worth more on the market. You sell that. Then you find people like Dave Asprey to market the rest of it. Now, MCTs can be useful, especially for people who need to have higher blood ketones, like people who have Alzheimer's or people dealing with doing a medical ketogenic diet. In that context, then MCTs would be more useful. Then MCTs would probably be worth spending the extra money on. But I don't know. I got some MCT around. I don't use it that much. Jessica uses it more than I do. She might say something totally different. And hey, if I was in a different mood, maybe I'd say something different, right? You catch us at any given moment, and our opinions can be different. What? All right. Holly says, keep up with the Hangouts. Thank you, Holly. You keep joining in on the Hangouts. Adobe Gaines Prapa says, love the family and wise humor. Cooking salmon and veg with headphones in. Keep motivating. There you go, dude. Get that salmon. So good. Jason Marmon says, IHOP puts pancake mix in their omelets, I believe. Naughty IHOP. So maybe you can ask them to not put the pancake mix in their omelet, right? Hopefully they do it. What's the local live music scene like down in Ecuador? Yeah, I don't know. Local live music down in Ecuador. Where I live, I mean, there's people who play music. That's all I'll say, in case one of them's watching. All right, opinion on IF 20/4, meaning intermittent fasting, fasting for 20 hours and eating in a 4-hour window, plus keto. Good for someone of my weight, 300 pounds-ish. Intermittent fasting plus a ketogenic diet can be a great formula for long-term fat loss, especially if you have so much body fat to burn. Now, let me give you a little tip, Rodney. Thank you for the question, first of all, and thanks for joining. If you're going to do IF plus keto, most people say to do IF by breaking your fast late in the day. Try it this way. Eat breakfast. People who eat breakfast have better blood glucose control throughout the day, meaning less dips in blood sugar, meaning less hunger, meaning less cravings, meaning better results long term. Because if you torch hunger and torch cravings, it makes you eat less. And that's how you lose body fat, by eating less. Even though these gurus are going to tell you, oh, calories don't matter. Calories in, calories out doesn't matter. I'm not saying that calories in, calories out is all you need to tell somebody. Just restrict your calories. Telling someone to restrict their calories usually doesn't work. The reason why a ketogenic diet can work so well is people will naturally restrict the amount of food they eat and burn body fat because it makes it really easy. It makes it easy to burn body fat. It makes it easy not to eat a lot because you have plenty of energy, you have stable blood sugar throughout the day, and ketones torch hunger. So it's really, really powerful for that. Long-term intermittent fasting plus ketogenic diet to get down from your 300 pounds would be a fantastic approach. So yeah, if you want more information, we can throw out so much free information on the website, primaledgehealth.com. We do a lot of these hangouts and answer people's questions live. And also, we've got the cookbook, Jessica's cookbook, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, a training manual for a training manual for low carbohydrate, ketogenic and paleo cuisine. And it's literally a legit training manual. It's not just a cookbook. There's an entire section on how to build a keto kitchen. There's a lot of theory stuff, like just telling you a lot of information about a ketogenic diet, how to formulate ketogenic meals, how to create your keto kitchen, what tools you need, even how to use spices to bring out different flavors, there's an entire organ meat section teaching newbies and beginners how to use the most sought after parts of the animal in nature. I'm talking about in nature, not just in the modern world where we think that muscle meat is somehow the best cut of meat. If you look at any apex predator, the first part of the animal they go for are the organs like the brain, the heart, and especially the liver. Now, brain, I don't know, for a lot of people, that's not going to happen, right? Hey, I've eaten brain before. I found ways that I liked it. But liver is a really, really nutrient-dense food. It's got lots of stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else. Loads of vitamin A. Liver also stores vitamin D, so you can get lots of vitamin D and vitamin A from liver and many other nutrients that you don't find anywhere else in the animal. So using these parts of the animal that have been neglected due to our modern world and industrial agriculture, using those can really boost your nutrition. So check out that section of the cookbook, and that should be helpful as well. Daniel Adonis says, after I cheated today early in the morning, what should I eat the rest of the day? Get back on plan, man. Quit. What do you mean cheat? Why? Like, this is the most annoying word, cheat day. Like, I did a cheat. Why did you do that? Why would you, if your goal is to lose body fat, stop torturing yourself with the same cycle of self-sabotage. Stop it. What do you need these cheats for? Just keep moving forward. Get back on whatever diet it is that you're trying to do. Get back on it. Move forward and stop doing these cheat things. Who are you cheating? Who are you cheating? You're cheating yourself. All right. Moody Henry, what's up, man? Says your videos are really great. Just started like a week ago and it's already awesome. I'm learning and learning every day. Cheers from Germany. Right on, man. Cheers from Ecuador to Germany. They say the Andes are similar to the Alps. Randy R, I've never been to the Alps, so I wouldn't know. I've been in the Andes for a while. Pretty wild place. Not for everybody, that's for sure. All right, Randy R, I see a lot of crap foods being used toward keto macros. I love what you teach and stand for. I passed keto off as a fad until I learned more and found your channel. Woo! That's a huge compliment. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what I would think about keto if I just heard about it today and just searched on YouTube or Google like ketogenic diet and watched some of these clowns talking about it and just some of the ridiculous things that people say, the weird like fakeness about, I don't know, man. I'm not into it either. But I'm glad you enjoy the content. I try to be as honest as possible and as real and raw as possible and help you guys do this. So, yeah. Jennifer says, glad I ordered the maca when I did. Jennifer, you are, because it's almost gone. I mean, I don't even know how much is left. I have to check because it could be gone by the end of the week. And I'm probably going to end up putting aside some of it for us. All right. Adaptogen for deeper, better sleep. Karina Nielsen. What's up, Karina? You're a regular. Thanks for joining again. Felipe Andrade says, cheers from Brazil. Brasilia. What's up, Felipe? All right. Karina. Adaptogen for better, deeper sleep. Better, deeper sleep most of the time is something that you got to work on by working on your environment and your relationship to your environment. Keeping stress low. Maintaining a correct circadian rhythm also entails your exposure to light. So the times that you're exposed to natural or artificial light will affect your ability to sleep at night. If you're staring at a screen at night, if you're looking at the almighty black box of zombiedom all night, it's telling you that it's morning, it's time to wake up. That blue light, that artificial light, those hues tell your body not to make melatonin. They tell you to wake up, tell you make cortisol, don't sleep. They also give blood sugar dysregulation, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? It's weird. It sounds nuts, but in all kinds of studies, a disrupted circadian rhythm, one night of poor sleep can give you pre-diabetic blood glucose levels. So you want to get good rest. You don't want to be stressed out. Everybody knows that if you're stressed out, it makes you want to eat more. Everybody knows if you're stressed out, it makes it harder to lose body fat. That's basic stuff. We also know from thousands of studies how important the circadian rhythm is and how the eye contains the internal clock mechanisms of the body. So in the morning, if you want to get better sleep, first of all, be exposed to natural light. In the morning, get outside, get the sun on your face, get vitamin D. Get out in that midday sun, get that vitamin D, get out in that morning sun, get that nitric oxide pumping through your blood. Move your body through the day, exhaust your body at some point in the day physically. Move yourself. That's what we're meant to do. We don't have this body. We weren't created with this body, this capable, highly intelligent, multifaceted, multidimensional machine. We weren't created with this thing as our vessel so that we can sit around in stagnation. We're meant to move around. It's only recently that we've been able to make a living sedentarily, for thousands of years, we had to move. Even just like, going and getting basic food supplies 60, 70, 80 years ago was a totally different trip than it is now. So move yourself, move your body. This whole sedentary lifestyle thing is a new phenomenon and it's not helping us. It's really not helping us. Move your body throughout the day. And at night, don't expose yourself to artificial light. Black out your room. Cover your windows like a crackhead. Just black out the whole room. or you can get one of those mask things and wear it. Some people use blue blocker glasses during the day to minimize artificial light exposure. But yeah, get that natural light, avoid artificial light, and reduce stress. Breathe. Deep breaths. Breathe, release that stress. Fill your body with energy throughout the day. Deep breathe. Get in touch with your vagus nerve. Deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve. Now adaptogen. You want the quick fix, the pill to get better sleep. It's not going to work. It's not going to cover up. It'll cover up the symptoms, and it'll work for a little while, but it won't work forever. But one of my favorite adaptogens for rest and relaxation, we've got ashwagandha, and then holy basil. Tulsi, Tulsi, holy basil. If you look up on PubMed, there's just like hundreds and maybe thousands of studies on this stuff. Incredible stuff. You can grow it in your garden. We got a bunch growing right now. It looks like basil. It tastes like basil. Smells like basil. Except it's got this little special indole or some special alkaloids in it. And holy basil can be really cool for relaxing and sleep. Adobe Gains. All right. I suffer from... Your thoughts on calcium supplements. How do you get your daily recommended amount of calcium? Calcium supplement? Why do you need a calcium supplement? You can get so much calcium from foods. How do you recommend getting your daily recommended amount of calcium? Food. Quit buying all these supplements you don't need. All right, whey protein on keto. Context, whey protein's fine. I'd rather have you eat real food. Whey protein is another industrial waste product marketed to noobs. Whey protein is the byproduct of cheese manufacturing. You make cheese, you got all this liquid left over. That's whey. It can be great. Fresh, raw whey, fantastic. All this mass-produced whey protein crap is just from mass-produced milk. Crap, RBGH injected, Monsanto corn-fed cattle living in super confined spaces, super unsanitary, being treated terribly their whole life in industrial feedlots. And then you take the byproduct of the cheese manufacturing and you market it to meatheads. You make people nice and insecure, and you tell them that you need hundreds of grams of protein in order to look big and have muscle. When really, you don't need to be supplementing with protein if you just get it from food. So yeah, eat food, man. Whey protein, yeah, it can be fine. And there's some quality companies out there. You can get some good grass-fed stuff and some, sustainably harvested grass-fed whey. But that stuff's real expensive too. And I think most whey is a waste of money. Misty Williams, what's up, Misty? Jason Marmon, what's up? All right. Morgan, hey, how's it going? Are your kids on a keto diet or more just a balanced diet? That's a funny wording, right? That implies that a keto diet is not balanced. Keto diet is fantastically balanced. My keto diet is so balanced. No, I'm just kidding. No, a well-formulated ketogenic diet can be super balanced, right? Should be super balanced. Not just bacon and eggs. And just drinking tubs of whipping cream and, the egg fast or all this other ridiculous crap. Like a well-formulated ketogenic diet where you're eating meats, fish, vegetables is very balanced. Of course, my kids are not on a keto diet. They're growing, right? I mean, we're not trying to torch hunger or lose body fat for kids. We're trying to get our kids big and healthy. Ryder is on the boob exclusively right now, and he eats... Actually, you know what? That's funny. My kid, he's breastfed, but also the foods that he eats, he's had banana, but most of the foods he eats are like keto foods because avocado, he'll like gnaw on some meat, chicken bones and stuff like that. Actually beef bones because we barely ever eat chicken. But yeah, Ariana does not eat a ketogenic diet either. We give her plenty of healthy fats. We don't skimp on the fats, but we give them carbs. We don't give them sugar. We don't give them grains. Those are just things we don't keep around the house, right? Like we don't eat grains. We don't eat a lot of sugar or any, refined sugar. But she loves fruit. She loves honey. She will say always, I am a huge fan of honey. She loves that stuff. She probably says it in like a bunch of our videos too. Jamar from Brazil. Do you believe in carb cycling? I believe it exists. Yeah, for sure. I've heard of it. No, I don't do it myself. I mean, what do you mean carb cycling? There's 1,000 different ways. Like carb cycling could be you seasonally eat carbs. How about that? How about the real carb cycling in nature, where you eat carbs when they're available in nature, where you eat carbs in the summer and the spring when they're available. You eat locally grown organic foods from your local environment. That's a real carb cycling. Now, doing a ketogenic diet for 5 or 6 days and then eating carbs one day is ridiculous. It's self-torture. It doesn't work for 95% of people. And for the people it does work with, just because it works for some of these people doesn't mean it's going to work for others. I've had so many clients, innumerable amounts of clients who've come to me to fix up their diet, and they've been duped into doing stupid carb cycling or a cyclical ketogenic diet or whatever somebody's marketing it as, or carb night. You know, you got to have your carb night. And you put a donut on your freaking book to sell it to people who want to lose weight without really changing their life or changing their habits or changing their mind or changing their connection to food. So I think the marketing of those cyclical keto or cyclical, I don't even know what you would call it, carb cycle diets, I think the marketing is irresponsible because you're preying on people's laziness because people don't really want to change. We all want to, come on, like me too. Like if I wanted something done, I want it done the quickest, easiest way possible so I can move forward and do other things. And people are the same way with diet and their lifestyle, right? Oh, I can eat whatever I want once a week and lose weight. Great. Not so easy. Doesn't work that way. All right. Pat Morrison. Okay. Pat Morrison, I agree. I don't know. I mean, I can't make that judgment, actually. Seems like it, though. Whatever. Michael Weisenauer. I've lost nearly 20 pounds this year on keto. Would like to lose 70 more. How can I speed up my losses? I tried keeping my macros at 80% fat, but you've mentioned more moderate protein for more fat loss. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your macros are. I can't give you macros right now. I mean, I got customers, I got clients that I work with intimately on formulating their diets. So, I mean, I don't know what you're doing, man. But you have to understand that calories count. That doesn't mean like that you got to count your calories, but, you know, counting macros and making sure you're not eating too much fat is a proxy way of counting calories. It's a more precise way to count calories. But eat 1,300 calories. Go. That's your diet. That's silly. It doesn't work for people. Most people, especially people who have 100 pounds to lose. Congratulations on 20 pounds down. That's only in 4 months. You can definitely accelerate that. You said you're eating 80% fat. You've been duped, my friend. You've been told that you need to eat 80% fat to be on a ketogenic diet. Now, a ketogenic diet is achieved by eating fat. That's not true. Ketosis is achieved through the restriction of carbohydrates. When carbohydrates are restricted enough, you will begin burning fat for energy. If you eat a bunch of fat, you will burn that fat for energy. If you don't eat a bunch of fat, you will burn body fat for energy. You see what I'm getting at? 80% fat can come from the plate or it can come from the belly. You want it to come from your belly in your case. So eat less fat. There you go. Eat less fat, get your protein in, get those veggies in, move that body. Move through space. Don't stress. And I'm not saying go slam it around your body. I mean, you don't even have to lift weights to lose weight. Just, strengthening your muscles and increasing your metabolism through increasing lean muscle mass can be helpful, but move your body around, walk, get a rebounder, bounce up and down on it. You got a lot of weight to lose. Go for it. Yeah. Monkey says, you said you had a comment about Jack Kruse. Please share it. When did I didn't say that. Maybe another thing. Someone asked me to comment on Jack Kruse, and I think I said no comment. And I'm going to stand by no comment. See my tongue? My tongue is bit right now. I'm trying to make this bring up people that I think are jokes and bash them. Look, I had Jack Kruse on a few times. Here's what I'll say. I had Jack Kruse on the channel a few times. He was fun to talk to. He had some interesting ways of framing things. But I got sick of the shtick. I tried many times to get him to cite his stuff. I found him plagiarizing many times. Ooh, now I'm saying it. Now I'm going. Now I'm being a jerk. Whatever. This is how I feel. This is how it is. Jack Kruse, not welcome on my channel anymore. Jack Kruse, wouldn't sit down in a room with him and have dinner. The guy has shown his true colors with me. and I've seen his colors. Here's what I'll say. Here's one example of Jack Krus's madness. Jack Kruse says he lost all this weight by doing all these different things, and he changes his story constantly. He's always changing the story and making up some new mythology about himself. He self-mythologizes. He's an egomaniac, and he's power tripping, and he loves to harvest loads of money from members on his site who he treats like crap if they dare question the shoddy, unsighted crap that he spews all the time. Look, Jack Kruse didn't invent anything. Jack Kruse's work is not Jack Kruse's work. It's other people's work rehashed. I've seen Jack Kruse post other people's poetry and try to pass it off as his Facebook status and pretend he wrote it and attribute it to himself. It's the kind of dude he is. And this isn't just me firing shots. I didn't start this. That's what I'll say. Jack Kruse likes to criticize Jimmy Moore for not getting results. And he says, Jimmy's diet doesn't work because Jimmy's doing this and that. But then when you look at Jack weighs just as much as Jimmy. Jack's just as big. So whatever Jack's doing ain't working either. And I'm not saying that what Jack recommends is bad. His recommendations, a lot of them are solid. He didn't invent them. He just tried to package them and tried to make a celebrity out of himself with them. But what I think is silly is he's going to criticize Jimmy for still being fat when he himself is just as fat. It's ridiculous. Come on. All right. I'm done. Don't do that. Please don't do that again. Don't try and bait me into talking about people. I'm actually a nice person. And I'm actually pretty merciful and forgiving with people. But there's a line that can be crossed. And I've seen that line crossed many times with Jack. Whatever. Moving on. Greg. What's up, Greg? Is it possible to get diagnosed with high cholesterol on a ketogenic diet? Hey, yeah, you can get diagnosed with high cholesterol at any time. Diagnosing people with high cholesterol is billions of dollars, maybe trillions. Statins are one of the biggest money makers for the pharmaceutical industry, I'll call them. It's a nice word for them. For the pharmaceutical industry, statins are one of the biggest money makers. And it's not just the statins that make money. You also get to make money on the back end because of all the side effects of statins. And they dumb people down. Great, right? You can get brain atrophy and muscle atrophy from these statins. If you want to get diagnosed with high cholesterol, you can get diagnosed with high cholesterol on any diet. And some people's cholesterol levels do increase on a ketogenic diet, especially in the beginning. And when they're losing a lot of body fat, they can see a rise in triglycerides and cholesterol as you're releasing all these fatty acids and burning those fatty acids. What's important is looking deeper into it and actually looking at the science behind it. Because what we've been told about cholesterol is not true. Cholesterol is required to make vitamin D. Cholesterol is required to make sex steroid hormones, aka testosterone. You want high T levels and low cholesterol at the same time? See how that works out. Yeah, I mean, cholesterol, you got to dig deeper into it. What I would do is look into Peter Attia's articles called The Straight Dope on Cholesterol. Check that out. Some good ones. All right. Sybil Schlater says, I have learned more from your videos and these live hangouts than countless hours of research. What? You better be fact-checking me there too, Sybil. You got to do some research for yourself, though. Don't just take my word for it. So this is why I'm different. Not why I'm different. This is why I'm different. Puff myself up. No, I'll be honest, and I'll tell you straight up, like, you got to research things for yourself. I do my best to filter through these things and to use my intelligence that I've been, I guess, kind of blessed with. I'm not saying I haven't been blessed. I feel incredibly blessed, and I'm very grateful for having the mind that I've been given. But I don't think I'm anything special. Now, I'm no smarter than you. You can gather the same information I have, peck through it, and form an intelligent opinion using all the data available. And that's what I like to get people to do. Question. So don't just take my word for it. Go look deeper into the cholesterol thing. Look at the studies on longevity and cholesterol. Centenarians, people who live over 100 years, people who live a long time, have higher cholesterol, have high cholesterol levels. When you decrease cholesterol and get on statins, people with low cholesterol have higher all-cause mortality. That means they die more from all causes. How crazy is that? I mean, what else? I mean, the atrophy of muscle, of bone. Low cholesterol is dangerous. I'd much rather, and I'm not a doctor. This is not, I'm not a sanctioned member of the medical priesthood. This is not approved by the FDA or the USDA or whatever other 3 or 4 letter agency out there that you're told to worship and submit to. I'm not approved by them. I'm not a doctor. So you got to do your own research and, consult your medical professional or whatever like that. But yeah, I'd be way more concerned if I had low cholesterol than high cholesterol. That's all I'm saying. All right. Okay. Daniel Aronis, thoughts on Ketocana pre-workout. Now, Ketocana is a exogenous ketone supplement, and its usefulness will depend on context. So Ketocana, if you're going to use any exogenous ketone, I'd go for that one. It's developed by more independent people. It's not like an MLM thing. They don't aggressively, obnoxiously market to you. But yeah, Ketocana as a pre-workout, I don't know if you like it, you could try it. I personally don't use it. I don't know. Pre-workout. I don't even do like actual workouts lately. Like I just live. I'm busy. Throw my kids around. I move my body through space. I lift up heavy objects. I move myself. I do things. I don't know. Like I understand like the whole concept of needing to do a workout. If you got a sedentary lifestyle, sedentary job, getting in, doing a workout, 45 minutes, an hour, fantastic. My buddies Augusto and Anibal, who are working in the yard right now, they don't do workouts. They work their butt off all day. They're shredded. Way more stamina than I have. They'll climb a tree with nothing but rubber boots and a machete tied to their ankle all the way up to the top of a eucalyptus and just start hacking down branches as the tree is swaying back and forth. And I'm looking at it with my mouth gaped open, thinking I could never do that. They don't do workouts. They just work hard. But yeah, obviously it's all about context. No judgment at all. Like, hey, every once in a while I like to do workouts. It feels good. I just haven't had very much time lately. But yeah, pre-workout, just yeah, I don't know, have some coffee or something. If you're into that. Bruhitz says dab. Dab to you as well, Bruhitz. All right. Do you do extended fast, 3-day, similar? Fasting can be a powerful tool. I'm not doing fasting right now. Something I have used, not for physical purposes. Gotcha. You got it? Fasting can be a very, very powerful tool. Yeah, you lose weight, you lose body fat, but you can also go really deep into kind of the mysteries of life. I mean, fasting opens up your consciousness. That can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what choices you make on what you do with that consciousness. It's just kind of like plant medicines and stuff like that, right? It's like, do you recommend like plant medicines? It's becoming really trendy right now for people to go to South America and drink like ayahuasca and stuff like that. Same thing as fasting, man. It's like, yeah, for some people it could be beneficial. For other people, it's just playing with fire. If you're not doing something for the right reason, I think intention is one of the most important things when you're using something like fasting, or when you're going to take something like plant medicines or whatever you want to call it. Some people call them psychedelics. I don't like that word. I'm not going to get into that. All right. Anyways, yeah, fasting, extended fast can be a powerful tool. Don't use it for physical purposes, though. Use it for spiritual exploration, please. All right. Brian's Journey says, forgot to say I've lost 85 pounds already. 100 pounds more to go. Brian's Journey. Congratulations, my friend. Congrats. That's so cool, man. Was that your, let's see, you said, it seemed like you had another comment. Oh, there's so many people watching right now. This is absurd. We've got like over 100 people who can comment who are watching. That means there's hundreds more watching. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I'm really glad that so many people find value in this. Randy R, does Jessica follow keto diet? Yeah. You know what's funny? Jessica, for the last 2 years, has been on a ketogenic diet more often than I have. And that's not saying that I haven't been on a ketogenic. I'm on a ketogenic diet most of the time, but I'd say for at least 2 months out of the year, I usually will eat some carbs. just because I like to, seasonal carbohydrates. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not a dogmatic keto or diet person. I don't make a religion out of diet. And but yeah, Jessica likes keto as much as I do, and she doesn't really like eating carbs much. Julie Morris says Jessica rules. Jessica, Julie Morris says that you rule. Jessica says that you rule as well, and Jessica also says that I rule more though. I may have added that last part. All right. Rotmos, you're so funny. Rotmos, what's your opinion of Jack Cruz again? Didn't you already? That was someone else who asked that. I just talked about that. Stop it. Stop trying to bait me into bashing people. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Brian's Journey says, just started keto for weight loss 8 days ago. I have 100 pounds to lose. Any recommendations or advice? Love the maca. It lasts forever. Need your cookbook. Yeah, that maca is good, man. But look, I mean, I don't know, recommendations or advice. You got 100 pounds to lose. We talked about this earlier, right? 80% fat is a myth. If you believed it, sorry, you've been duped. For a non-medical ketogenic diet, you don't need to eat gobs and gobs of fat. So when your satiety is high, when your hunger is low, strike when the iron is hot, and don't eat as much fat. If you want to accelerate that fat loss, burn fat from your body, not your plate. Joseph Hammer says, thank you for the honesty. I do my best. Sometimes I shoot myself in the foot with that honesty, right? Sometimes you got to bite your tongue, right? You don't want to, it's like poker. Don't throw all your cards down on the table. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I lay it out for you guys for the most part. Mate, I'm on my second keto week, down 3 kgs so far. Do you think it is better to go slim first and then try to grow some muscle? Or should I train hard while in keto? Hey, man, kill all the birds with one stone, It's like you want a lifestyle change. If you want to include building muscle into your goals, do it now. Don't wait. Lose weight and then gain weight. Build some muscle. Eat sufficient protein. You can still lose body fat and gain muscle at the same time if your macros are formulated correctly. Get enough protein. If you're trying to build muscle, 0.8 grams per pound of your lean body mass is sufficient. And some fats for energy. But, of course, don't go nuts on the fats because you're trying to lose body fat. And carbs are not a source of energy. They're for micronutrients and fiber. They're like vitamins. They're not carbs anymore. They're veggies. So, yeah, that's my advice, my friend. Congratulations. Keep it up. 100 pounds to lose. You got this, man. You could do that in a year. I've seen it done. You can do it. He says, need your cookbook. Hey, that's Jessica's cookbook. I got my name on it. She blessed me by throwing my name on it. I did some chapter introductions and wrote some text, but those were her recipes. That's her hard work over a year. I think it was over a year and a half of working her butt off on this thing while she was pregnant with Ryder. And just fantastic. It is a training manual, not just a cookbook. So yeah, again, that's available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. You're not going to find that on Amazon. You're not going to find it anywhere else. We have it only available on our website. It is available in ebook format, and you can get it at primaledgehealth.com. Does the sun age your skin? I love the sun, but wondering if I'm going to look like a turnip sooner. I don't know. Look, anything in too much, all things in moderation, including moderation. I don't know if the sun ages your skin. I'll tell you this. I'm of the opinion that the sun is required for life, and I'm not afraid of it. But that doesn't mean I go out and fry myself and burn myself. I get sun. I get a healthy amount of sun, and when I feel it's been enough, I get out. I'm not afraid of it aging my skin. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm 30. I'm not 50 years old. If I was 50 and just beat up and worried about it, I don't know. I know plenty of people who are in their later years who spent years in the sun and whose skin looks great. I know other people who got that wrinkly ass lizard skin. I don't know. I love the sun, and I'm not going to compromise my health because I'm worried about my skin getting wrinkles later on. Shoot, I already got forehead wrinkles. Look at those. My thinking wrinkles. I'm thinking growing up. I had those since I was like 14, maybe even younger. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Sun aging your skin. Sun is important for your skin. You need vitamin D. Don't avoid the sun. Avoid the sun at your own risk. But don't go fry yourself. Find a nice balance. Love the channel. What's the best organic coffee I can buy, or is there any particular place or country I should get my beans from? Thanks. Hey, go find a good company that you dig the people who are sourcing it. I don't know. I mean, what's that one brand? Tate Fletcher has a company. Shout out to Tate Fletcher. I'll tag you in this, dude. What's his Tate Fletcher's company? Is it Caveman Coffee? Caveman Coffee? I don't know. Funny name, right? Caveman Coffee. You try that one. I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't know what the best coffee is. I'd have to ask my coffee-obsessed friends. Thank you for the comment, and thank you for watching. Jim Young. What's up, Jim? Monique. What's up, Monique? Monique says, was wondering your thoughts on the vegan community ripping Bob Harper to shreds after quitting vegan and becoming more keto paleo. Then, of course, a couple of months ago, he has a heart attack. Thoughts? I don't know. I mean, I don't care. There is no the vegan community. That's the first thing. There is no the vegan community. There is internet fake vegan community, but these people don't really hang out with each other. These people sit on YouTube, shit talk each other, and try to boost each other's views by mentioning each other's names all the time and talk shit on everybody. It's no vegan community. There's no historical vegan population or community ever until recently. These snotty little hipsters who think that their diet is so superior have no idea what the real world's about, have no idea where their food comes from, and it's a flippin' joke. Oops. Being honest again. All right, Jim Young. So in keto, if you hit your macros by staying under 25 G of net carbs, hit your protein goals, and eat fat to satiety/low fat, how much does total calories matter? Can you go too low/high if macros are good? Jim Young, good question. I think you're a little bit confused on what's going on here, though, because counting macros, you are counting calories. What? I thought calories don't count. You're still counting your calories, right? There's 4 calories per gram of protein, 4 per gram of carb, and 9 per gram of fat. So if you're staying under 25 grams net carb, you hit your protein goals, and you eat fat to satiety, will you lose body fat? I don't know. What's satiety? Some people got to feel some hunger to lose weight. Some people, that hunger fuels them, and they feel it. They feel themselves getting the results. Eat fat to satiety. Maybe in the very beginning that can be okay for people, but you're going to have to restrict fat eventually to lose body fat. Don't just eat as much fat as you want and think it's going to work. For a while, it might. And for a lot of people, they won't even have to count macros because they'll eat fat to satiety, and that will naturally get them eating much less. But for others, it doesn't work so simply. So I can't just give blanket recommendations like that. I'm sorry. Thank you for your question, Jim. I hope that helps. Get your protein in. You probably don't need as much fat as you think you need, and burn body fat when you can. Strike when the iron's hot, meaning when you're not hungry, don't eat. Monkey. Books you recommend about society, values, etc. Books that influenced your views in life. Society. I don't know. You know what book's cool? This is a cool book. It's a novel. It's The Glass Bead Game. It's dense. This thing is dense. Lots in this novel. That's a cool novel. And it's all about it's hard to say what that book's about. The Glass Bead Game's cool. I kind of like this book by what is that book called? The Politics of Experience. The Politics of Experience. That's an interesting book. Pretty short, too. I like that book. Or how about just the words in red in the King James Bible? How about that? All right. Jessica Johnson, you're cheating yourself. Hell yeah. Well put. Love your content. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, who are you cheating, right? Oh, I cheated on my diet. No big deal. It was my cheat day. What are you... It's crazy. Do you get a cheat day in your relationship with your husband or wife? You get a cheat day if you're an alcoholic recovering? You get a cheat day if you're a former drug addict? Oh, I've been doing so good. I cut out carbs for 7 days. So I just ate like 3 whole pizzas and a like freaking tub of Ben and Jerry's yesterday, dude. My cheat day. It's all good. I read it online. I mean, it's like this. It's like what about what if you quit OxyContin? What if you're hooked on benzos or something, right? Like I was taking 2 milligrams of Klonopin twice a day for 10 years, and I cut it cold turkey. And I told myself I was done, but it's been like it's been a week now. I'm just gonna have a cheat day. I'm just gonna pop a few Klonopin or maybe just some Xanax. It's like this. What are you doing? You want results? Don't have cheat days. You want power? Don't cheat yourself. Power over yourself. The only real power. Okay. Have you thought about sourcing Ecuador cocoa, meaning cacao? Do you agree Ecuador's cacao is on the high end, similar to what you do with maca? Enjoy the maca. You can get just as good a cacao in Peru. Ecuador is a pain in the butt. The government's just a socialist mess here. They've been thoroughly robbing and raping and pillaging this country. And China is reaping all the benefits. And the former president, Rafael Correa, is running off with billions of dollars into a Belgian account with his Belgian wife. He's University of Chicago. Educated socialist communist, and they're just trying to quickly take this country the direction of our neighbors, a couple countries up north, really quickly. So exporting and doing business in Ecuador is hard now, man. The economy in Ecuador is not very good. The loops they make you jump through. I mean, the amount of government jobs is freaking ridiculous now. I mean, just you go to the equivalent of the DMV here, and there's 5 people doing jobs that would take 1 computer and 1 mouse with 1 button to just click. That's all they would need. But they got 5 people doing these stupid tasks, making, getting paid to sit there and do nothing, just shake people down for their money. And they're robbing the poor, and they're giving to the rich in China. Socialismo. La revolución. Che Guevara. Compra un camisa con Che Guevara. All right. I have a blue light filter night mode app on my phone. I actually use it all day long. Yeah, that's a good idea. There you go, Vicky. Talking about sleep cycles, right? Blue light filter app on your phone. You can get a screen cover that'll turn your whole phone red. I don't like that, but CKC says, I got the book. It's awesome, people. Thank you, CKC. All right. Okay, Brian, your question about sourcing cacao from Ecuador. There's some good cacao in Ecuador, but like I said, because of the way the government works here, pain in the butt to export, they're shooting themselves in the foot and destroying the economy here and robbing the poor. But also, because that's how it works, the quality of Ecuadorian cacao is actually not up to par with Peruvian cacao. Unfortunately, we have Criollo Nacional, Arriba Nacional seeds, which are heirloom cacao. I mean, this is like ancient heirloom seeds. So you have good seed stock, but you've also got a lot of stuff in the CCN 51 stuff, which is a hybridized strain that the Vatican helped to develop. And it's low quality, super fast yielding cacao, where it'll yield fruit in 2 years. Whereas another, you want very old growth cacao trees. You don't want this 2-year-old crappy, flavorless, low nutrient profile, low flavonoid. I mean, it's really low quality cacao. Most of the stuff sent from Ecuador is that. People market it cleverly, and there's a few companies that export quality stuff from Ecuador. Pacari, Santiago, from the company Pacari, Pacari. They got some good stuff from Ecuador, but there's very few other people exporting good quality things from here. It is a project that we might, yeah. Jessica says, yeah, maybe. She wants to do it. We might, but I'd rather do Peruvian product because it's easier to deal with Peru, because their government's easier to deal with. Hey from the UK, says Daniel. What's up, Daniel? What's your thoughts on pink Himalayan salt? Some people believe it to be super rich, superfood of such. Oh, man. You guys are baiting me to just bash all these things. Look, the Himalayan salt's no better than any other salt you can get out there that's unrefined. The Himalayan salt is very cheap to mine. There's billions of tons of this stuff. in the Himalayas. It's a Chinese product exported from China. Yeah, it's Himalayan. That's China. I mean, it's really not that great. It tastes all right. Yeah, supposedly it's got some good nutrients in it. I've heard some people say that it's actually worse than normal sea salt. I like sea salt and mined ancient sea salt. Like you can get some really good Bolivian pink salt. You can get some great pink salt out of Peru as well. There's this one salt. Maybe I'll have it on the site at one point, but it's very expensive and it's in very limited quantities. You can only harvest at certain times of the year. But those pink dolphins, the river dolphins in Peru? So there's these pink Amazonian river dolphins. And the area they live in Peru, you can source pink salt from that area. I love it. Like pink salt from where the pink dolphins live. Sounds like some hippie fairy dust, right? Good stuff. That stuff's pretty cool. But also, I mean, just straight up Celtic sea salt. Good stuff. The salt that we use is just a sea salt that's mined from, these ancient mineral deposits here in the Andes. I mean, there's salt mines in the Andes that have been functioning since the pre-Inca times. How amazing is that? These just massive salt flats, and the people are still working them. Same as the same salt flats as the ancient Incas, the pre-Inca. The Inca actually are not ancient. The Inca Empire was a more recent thing, and they did the same thing that the Spanish did. Forced into submission smaller tribes and assimilated them into the Borg, much like the Mayans did. Anyone seen that film Apocalypto? So good. So good. That's similar to what the Inca were doing, except the Inca were a little more mellow on the human sacrifice. Julie Morris says, haha, cover your windows like a crackhead. They have blue light blocking apps now too. Yeah, they do. Flux for your computer. You can get a program called Flux, and that will help you block blue light. So check that one out if you're trying to get better sleep as well. Picnic Table says, hey, I haven't seen your vids for 2 years since I was a senior in high school. Wow. Great to see this, he says. Who are your favorite scientists, doctors, and writer in the health realm? I don't know. I try not to pick favorites, I like information. I like unfiltered truth. Is that an oxymoron? All right. Any resources to recommend to educate yourself on health, food, and lifestyle? PubMed, I guess. Experimentation on yourself. Read studies. Rather than just what people say about the studies that they say they've read, which most of the time they haven't, read the actual studies. Those are some good resources, right? Okay, let's see. All right. Have you always lived in Ecuador? Has living there made you more grounded? You seem really level. I think just age makes us more grounded, right? Experience and intention. I mean, I go through periods, right? I can get ungrounded. Maybe I just seem grounded to you. I seem all like smart and intelligent, like. Isn't that a funny thing that the media has programmed us to believe that people with Southern accents are ignorant, racist, and unintelligent? I find that that's completely untrue. And actually, people in the South are some of the most sweet, intelligent, capable people who still know how to do things and fix things. It's funny how like the South gets demonized in the States, right? Yeah, I don't know. Living in Ecuador made me more grounded. Maybe. It's all part of the journey, right? I've always been seeking that balance. I've always been seeking that grounding, that, just life, right? Tristan, do you think Gary Tobes is a crazy religious zealot? No, I don't. I do not. I think that let's say that somebody is a hard thing, right? I think that anybody has a potential to kind of be dogmatic. I think Gary Tobes is pointing out some very interesting things. He seems like an intelligent and smart guy, and we've all got dogma. But to say he's like a crazy zealot, I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that. He could be wrong about certain things, but he could also be pointing the conversation in a certain direction that could be helpful. Now, if he really believes that calories don't matter at all, that energy balance doesn't matter at all, I don't think he really believes that. Or I hope he doesn't. I don't know. I haven't read his books yet. Maybe I should have Gary on and talk about these things. He seems cool to me. I think I'd like to sit down and talk with Gary. To Meg818 says, yo, bro, you looking healthy AF. Thank you. Maybe it's just right up in my nose just to look healthy. My wrinkles, my pock marks all over my head from when I was a kid and I had chicken pox and I scratched them all off and scarred me for life. Then will I still look healthy? It's funny, man. You put stuff out on the internet and these comments that these people throw out, and people are just brutal. Like I had a stuffy nose for a few weeks. Like I grew up with allergies. I still sometimes get seasonal allergies because I am a human and my body goes through fluctuations. And I don't ever claim to be perfect, or I definitely never claim that like, oh, because I eat this diet this way, that makes me so perfect and so healthy. But yeah, like I have a stuffy nose, and people are just like, why is your nose always stuffy? When I had a stuffy nose for like 2 weeks, why is your nose always stuffy? Just asking. Freaking internet. All right. Michael Atia says, I think the most of the watchers are healthy. The watchers. You throwing some Genesis 6 references in there? The watchers? Who are the watchers? The Nephilim, the watchers. The Book of Enoch. All right. Let's see. You know how much calories in 1 gram of alcohol? Oh, that's a great question. You actually don't even know that. I don't know that. I don't know how many calories in a gram of alcohol. Well, here's what I'll tell you. Like alcohol, right? You must burn alcohol before you can burn other things because alcohol is toxic in the blood. You got to clear that stuff out. So in the context of a ketogenic diet, alcohol, you put that in your body, you got to burn those calories first. You're not going to burn fat. You're not going to burn glucose. Now, some people, they'll drink and then they'll test their blood ketones and they'll have way higher blood ketones. They're like, yeah, like I'm going to get more results now. But that's not because you're burning more body fat. You've already got those ketones in your blood. They keep circulating and you keep building up because you're not burning them because you're burning the alcohol. But I don't know how many calories. I have to throw that in my memory banks because it's not something that I really am into. 2Meg818 says, I would like to redirect the conversation. I would like to fly around on a flying unicorn. Paradoxical axiom. Yes, Tristan reads in response to these comments. Randy R. If we choose to work with you as a client, what can we expect? I don't know. I don't know. You get out of it what you want, right? What you put into it. I don't know. I mean, I can't take on that many clients anymore. Gavin Henley says, haha, hippie fairy dust. You're hilarious, man. Thank you. All right. So yeah, I mean, my clients, the way that the coaching is usually set up for most clients, we meet once monthly via Skype for an hour. Sometimes it takes less time. Sometimes we go a little bit over, but 1 hour, 1 meeting, 1 hour, once a month. And then we communicate via email for the rest of the month. Now, usually what I try to do with coaching is because, I mean, I don't want people to have to keep coming back to me, right? Like I love work. I got clients who I've been working with for years and I'm cool with it, but I'm not the type who's, I mean, you see these douchey IIFYM guys like lurking in Facebook groups and private messaging people and trying to like, it's funny, man. I'm not trying, guess what I'm getting? I'm not trying to harvest as many clients as I can. I actually sometimes have to turn people down and tell them I don't think we're a good match. But, you know, I do my best to help you work on diet, lifestyle, in optimizing your environment as well as, you know, your dietary environment, but also lifestyle. You know, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing day to day to get the results you need? Because it goes far beyond just, oh, you know, here, eat these macros. Yeah, like eat some fat and protein and like eat veggies and don't eat carbs and you'll lose weight, brah. I don't like to work like that. I like to get into people, get into their head, look at what's going on there, what's going on in their life. I mean, I don't know. What can you expect when you work with me? Expect the unexpected. But yeah, we meet once monthly and then communicate via email. And I do my best for you. Michael Weisenauer says, had Mama's best meatballs for lunch. Love the cookbook. You hear that, Jessica? Michael had the meatballs. Mama's best meatballs. Yeah, Mama makes the best meatballs. Ooh. Stop it. All right, Jessica says, take the keto flatbread recipe from the Ketogenic Edge cookbook. You take those flatbread recipes, take 2 of those flatbreads, make the meatballs, cut them in half so that they'll like rest on the flatbreads, and you can make some sort of a sauce or put some avocado sauce like I talked about earlier. There's a whole section on sauces. Sauces are your buddy on keto. They're really good. You can make bulk sauces and then have a few of them around, and that can be your fat source to get the fats in that you require to hit your macros. Not to stuff loads of fat down your face because you think it'll make you lose body fat. That's not how it works. But you can make a meatball sandwich with those Mama's Best meatballs and the keto flatbreads. And that's kind of what I did this morning, except I just had the sauce and I put the flatbreads in a bowl and I mashed it up, and it wasn't meatballs. It was slow cooked meat. But I did have Mama's meatballs yesterday. They were so good. She made them extra spicy. And the beef that she used this time is a specific type of beef that's a little bit higher in fat, the one that we get. Es de Super Maxi. Super Maxi. Ven a Super Maxi. Compra la carne. Mejor carne del mundo. Yeah, that's a good recipe. I love it. And that's available in the Primal Edge Health Cookbook. It's actually called the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for low carbohydrate, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. All right. It's so nice how many people show up to this. Jessica, there's loads of people in this Hangout. It's crazy. I am amazed and appreciative of everybody watching, everybody commenting, and everybody asking questions. Thanks for joining us, guys. I think I'm gonna get rolling. Gram of alcohol. That sounds right. Thanks, Frederick. Now it's in the memory banks. I don't drink right now. I don't know. I'm not into drinking. I stopped drinking when I was 20. How old was I? 23?
I was 21.
I stopped drinking when I was 22 or 23. Not like dogmatically, right? Like, I had a beer here and there, like have a, drink here and there. But for the most part, just kind of cut it out of my lifestyle. Just wasn't into it. I found it didn't make me a better person. I don't feel great when I drink. I don't know. Like it feels all right. Just not so into it. I like to enjoy myself and enjoy the clarity that I have without alcohol. Spent plenty of years enjoying it and imbibing in quite a bit of it. But I'm out. Misty Williams says, yes, words in red, KJV. Yeah, that's what's up, right? Sometimes you end up bending the knee to the name that you mocked for years. Misty Williams, you have a great day. You have a fantastic night. Phil Hooper, Julie Morris, Pride Born. That's a funny name. Says he has no hunger on keto. Great. Paradoxical Axiom, Fausch, Bapst, Aaron Woolley. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys want to be informed about these live hangouts before they happen? Go to primaledgehealth.com, and on the right-hand side, you can sign up to be on our email list, and we send out emails before these. We try to send them out at least an hour or two before. I usually do them impromptu, because you know what? I'm not always in the mood to jump up on a computer and talk to words that are scrolling across the screen. So yeah, if you want to be informed about these before they happen, sign up for the newsletter. If you want more information, if you want to see more of our content, we've got the YouTube channel, we've got a Facebook page, Primal Edge Health, and we've got our website, more importantly, primaledgehealth.com. The cookbook mentioned, the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for low carbohydrate, keto, and paleo cuisine, is available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Hope I didn't offend anybody too much. And I am signing out as soon as I can find the window. There's the window. I'm signing out. You guys have a fantastic day, fantastic evening, and I'll see you next time. primaledgehealth.com. The Ketogenic Edge Cookbook. Comprale.